Hey, how you doing? This is Pastor Purple. I just wanted to do a little message on labeling. Now, there is much talk always about how we speak about our children, how we label our children. And I wanted to be really clear about something. Having a diagnosis is not the same as labeling a child. So if my child, who happens to have sensory processing disorder, has a diagnosis, that's not the same thing as a label. It's a diagnosis. It does not define my child. It does not put them in a box. It simply helps you to understand what it is that they are going through on a day-to-day basis. It is there to help us to help the child, or to help an adult for that matter, to overcome any issues they may have, to work on any challenges, to help them to understand their body or their emotions or their mental well-being or whatever the diagnosis is there for. Somebody says they have cancer. You don't say, don't label them as a cancer person. You simply say that they have cancer. This does not define the person. It is a diagnosis. The same is true when we are diagnosing our children. Now, I do believe there's overdiagnosis, of course. There are people who will push and push and push for the wrong reason, but this is a very small minority. When we're talking about the diagnosis of children especially, don't judge. Who are you to judge? You know, I watched a video where a little girl has ADHD and she's trying to explain how she feels. And everybody was like, you shouldn't label her with ADHD. This is wrong. She doesn't have ADHD. She's a perfectly normal child. Why is a child with ADHD not a normal child? What is normal? And who are you to tell anybody else that they are something different because they are diagnosed with something? If she was diagnosed with a broken leg, are you going to tell her she's not normal? If she's diagnosed with having a skin disorder, are you going to tell her she's not normal? No, you're going to accept that this is a diagnosis and that you're going to try and help treat whatever it is that she is manifesting, or whatever they're manifesting. Be very careful when we start talking about labeling, because actually we talk about labeling, it's because we have prejudged what someone's condition is. So when we see ADHD, we have a set of negatives that go with that. We don't see the child for who they are. We don't see the challenges the child is going through. We're not trying to understand the condition. We're not trying to understand the fact that the child finds the entire universe far too busy, and sitting still is something very difficult for them. You're not trying to get inside of their condition and try to understand the difficulty they have in relating to our world. What you're trying to do is say, because you have difficulty with relating into our world, guess what? Here's the label I'm putting you with. I'm putting you with ADHD, and I'm just going to stick you in a box in a corner, and I'm not going to deal with you. Oh, you don't like the fact that that's what you're doing. You're showing a prejudgment about a condition that you probably know very little about. Maybe next time, instead of calling it a label and misunderstanding what a small child is going through, how about you go research what the child is going through, and then not so much label them, but understand their diagnosis and try to be understanding of the person that is on the receiving end. I'm just saying that might be a different way of approaching things. So that's my little thought for today, or my other soapbox moment. Have a good one. Bye.